Okay, looks like I'm on. Hope everyone's having a fantabulous Saturday so far. I am LRock617, continuing our retro gaming live block. This game I have submitted for this time is a game that I believe a lot of people are familiar with, but it turns out a lot of people just don't particularly care for, and that's their prerogative. They're allowed to think that. I personally like this game. I learned it late last year during Halloween month, and I really enjoy it. I don't use all the speed strats, because to go as fast as possible in this game requires a lot of lack of safety. But I do use some speed strats while also trying to maintain a level of safety that'll keep a good estimate. Like, for speedrun purposes, top times are like 11xx. Whereas in this game, I'm generally hitting like 13s. But a lot of the stuff that drops off that 2 minutes is either really random or really unsafe to do, because this game can kill you in a heartbeat on small mistakes. But anyway, yeah, this is, to give a background on the game, this is a Castlevania title released for the arcades back in late 87, early 88, depending on the region. Today I'm going to be playing the version K edition, which was originally released in Europe, and is the, I think of the three versions, this is the middle road in terms of difficulty. Version M being the hardest, version N/P being the least difficult. The only real difference between version K, which I'm playing today, and NP, which is the Japanese edition, is that in this version, you will take a death if you fall in a hole or fall off a cliff. There you don't, you just lose half your health. Personally, I'd rather just can the credit and start over from scratch if I'd fall somewhere. But that's just me. Anyway, we're gonna start off Simon Belmont's journey here by popping in this fake credits. Start off with the Ghouls and Ghosts style intro. In this edition of Castlevania lore, for some reason they retold it that Simon got married and Dracula shows up and makes off with the bread. So that's gonna give us an indication to start. One thing this game gets a lot of praise for is the music, and deservedly so. It has phenomenal soundtrack. So we're doing Simon Belmont stuff. We're whipping things. We're killing ghouls and demons and zombies and bats. You can take a damage boost off that falling tombstone that happened earlier, but I choose not to because I'd rather keep the health. Health maintenance to me is very important for being able to, like, just one credit clear the game. That's always my penultimate goal. Like, I'm not trying to play for speed. As I mentioned, there are some speed strats I enjoy using, but I don't use all of them. Quick little range section, we're going to be doing a 1 cycle of a yellow devil. Before we get the music back. Now, it is faster to jump over that last brick, but there's a reason why I don't do it. If you jump over it, it increases the chance of a skeleton not appearing later, and that skeleton gives you 5 hearts, and I'd rather just sacrifice the time. Number of hearts is important. Haven't seen this enemy in many Castlevania games, these tree dryads. You can damage boost off them for the cost of 3 health, but as mentioned before, I prefer to keep my health. I want to finish the game. Okay, so that bat being there is not my favorite. Now the 5 hearts might disappear, so we'll see what happens. Okay, they're still there, good. If that bat shows up in that previous segment, then there's a chance that both those skeletons might not be there, and there might be only one. Let that crumble. Move into our last room here. So we have our first sub-weapon, those being these bombs. Bombs function very similar to Holy Water from Castlevania 1. They have an arc where they fall to the ground out of your hand, and they cause stun lock on some enemies, including our first boss here, which is going to be Medusa. So there. Didn't quite time that right. You have to place it pretty accurately to get the stun lock. There we go. Took a hit for it, which is unfortunate, but it happens. Now clear up. Only takes 5 bombs to finish her off. Also, that spot right past the number 93 is completely safe. You can just stay there and whip bats and you're good. Alright, so starting off and moving to the left. Stage 2 to me is honestly the first difficult stage of the run. These ghosts that appear out of the skeletons, you have to crouch in order to be able to avoid getting hit. And their hitboxes are really big, especially as they're going up, so you have to be really mindful of that. So whenever you pick up a sub-weapon in this game, like the boomerang that I just picked up, which is not a good weapon, the upside of taking it is that you get 5 hearts whenever you get a new sub-weapon, so that's the whole reason why we take it. We also got our first melee weapon upgrade in the Morningstar. Morningstar is pretty solid. Just a strict upgrade over whip. You can damage boost off that boulder, but I prefer to try to jump it. It actually is a pretty tough jump to make, though. Mostly just because the boulder hitbox is huge. Waltz right past here. Great track here, by the way. I do forget the name, unfortunately, but it's a really, really good song. Jump this, jump this. I think I'm gonna go safe here and kill this bat. Take that. I've never found out a way to get that 5 heart in my inventory, but I'm not too worried about it. Cool water effects. I'm gonna wait this one out. This bat is not very trustworthy. There might be one that appears from the left though, so I gotta watch out for that. And here we have arguably the most important part of the run. This bat at the top of the staircase has the weapon that's gonna carry us through the game, that being the stopwatch. We use stopwatch here. So for those who don't know, stopwatch is by far the most broken thing in this game. It essentially makes the run. As soon as I got it, I used it right away to prevent a cave full of bats from spawning. And right there, I used it on that wall dragon just to freeze him in place so I could kill him. What's really cool about sub-weapons also is that whenever you use one, you get a free melee attack to go along with it. So when you freeze in place, you can hit them on the frame of activity like right away, which is really, really cool. Just one of the few things I actually really do enjoy about this game that I don't see in many other Castlevania titles. Like in KCV1, you can't throw holding water and use the whip at the same time. You have to space them out. Cool blood red sky here. Here I'm just going to be platforming and just trying to get over all these enemies. I'd rather not be on the floor just because there's just too many enemies that can cause issues. Nope, no skeleton. Okay, so here's our boss. We have the Gradius Bone Dragon. I'm going to try and lure him away from that edge. Come back this way. Stopwatch. 10 hits later and he's gone. So yeah, really good example of why stopwatch is so hilariously busted in this game. Turns boss fights into a complete joke. Dun. So now we're in the castle. Fabled Haunted Castle. Feel free to holler out if you recognize this tune. So we get introduced to a first new enemy here, the Gremlins. Making sure you kill these guys timely is very important. Like, you don't want them going through you. Get a heart apiece. This damage boost is mandatory. I've not figured out a good way, safety-wise or speedrun-wise, to not take that damage boost. So here at this Dracula portrait, we're going to jump, we're going to stopwatch. That may be bad. I didn't walk forward quickly enough. Okay, so it worked. So that's one of the more profound uses of the stopwatch glitch. When you go through the portal, normally you'd be fighting a room full of harpies, which are actually really hard to deal with. If you stopwatch right before you enter the portal, though, they just don't spawn. You get to leave immediately. Also, what is the name of this song again? Oh, something I should point out in terms of health. In this game, you don't have wall meat. Food attacks you, as you can see. We're going to stopwatch to get up past here. The only way you refill health is at the end of the stage, and it takes hearts out of your inventory to be able to refill your health. Stopwatch there to prevent those things from dropping on us. Jump here, get here, do this. Scroll back so I can kill this gremlin. Alright, this part's actually really important. I need to make sure that I kill gremlins and take their swords, but not their boomerangs. Okay, we're good. That's really feisty there. So we have the Stained Glass Warrior. Another stopwatch boss. Only takes 8 hits and he's out. We also got our melee upgrade to the sword. Claymore is the best weapon in the game. It's really solid. It's essentially only a little bit further reach than the whip or the Morningstar, but the damage on it is significantly increased. I think most enemies that take, like these mummies here, they take 2 hits with a sword. They would take 5 with the Morningstar. That's how much of an increase the sword is. It is an upgrade for sure. I'm gonna jump this coffin because it's the fastest way of doing that with the screen scroll. Screen scrolling in this game is very important. If you take this platform down before the screen scrolls properly, it actually kills you. It's required that you understand how the timing of that works. Also, this is my favorite track in the game. I love Denno Worship. Those drums every time just get me. This guy's a 5er. We'll take that. I always make sure I crouch when I hit the mummies. They throw projectiles at you that have a low arc, and this just interferes with them while also hitting the enemy. Take out that eyeball. Cool, also got the heart. That heart can be tricky to get at times. More water effects. Okay, they'll reach peak and then we can just move along. Okay, cool. Get an elbow drop on this guy. Don't know why that other one didn't hit him, but okay. With this Raven, I tend to just do a neutral jump and kill him as he comes in. Don't want the bomb. We need stopwatch for a little bit. I'm gonna let this guy wait out. This gremlin has a 5, or else I wouldn't bother. More hearts, more good. Alright, 28 hearts is a bit excessive, so I'm happy about that at least. Got this mummy down here. Gotta take care of him. Hopefully he drops his weapon on the top shelf. Okay, cool. Moving along. Duh. Snag that. These skeletons are both gonna drop a heart apiece, so I'll gladly take advantage of that. Whoa. Rude. Okay, so this is the ascent into our boss's stage. The golem, I guess as we'll call him, is by far the worst boss in the entire game. Probably the worst thing in the entire game. There's a speed strat that you can get where he throws his fist at the start like he did there, and you can just freeze it in place and kill him that way. But if you don't do that, since I haven't learned it, I'm not going to. Wow, this is unusual even for him. Show your face. Thank you. Can't say I've seen that before. Shooting 3 projectiles for even showing up. So from here, what I have to do is I have to wait until he comes to the center where that column is. Stopwatch and then kill him from there. It's going to require 2 stopwatch uses to be able to finish him off, but with proper placement, it shouldn't be that bad. But unfortunately, a lot of this fight is just up to him. Not quite. No, he got it. Didn't get the second one, though. Yeah, it's unfortunate. I had way too many hearts as is, so it's not going to hurt us that bad, but that's still frustrating. Yeah, whenever he backdashes to the wall like that, there's really not a whole lot I can do. I have to kind of just wait on him. Why this fight sucks. It's super random, and it's not fun. Okay, I wasn't sure if I was going to hit him. I was a little bit late. The biggest issue with the fight is honestly, like, it's not even the RNG. It's the fact that his hitboxes are so precise, and they really don't make a lot of sense. And by that, I mean, like, when you're going to hit him. There we go. Okay. Unfortunate that took as long as it did, but he's a jerk. But we're still in good shape in terms of resources, so that's cool. On to stage 5, we're going to have this very fast-moving elevator take us up. What I tend to do is try to wait here to be safe. Just be in the middle. Let that go. These two go, then middle, then right, then middle, then right, then middle, then right, and then damage boost. There is a way to do that damage list, but it's incredibly hard. I think I've only done it once in practice, and I haven't really learned an easier way to do it if there is one. So stopwatch there prevents a bunch of birds from spawning here. We only have the one left, but this bird's good because he has a 5 heart. So we get to take that. Quick little gremlin here. This stage is also the last we'll be seeing of stopwatch, so we're going to get a lot of use out of it. And for those who care about that sort of thing, stopwatch only costs 2 hearts to use, and you just get to do all this really stupid stuff with it, so absolute bargain. There's a really fast route that allows you to be able to despawn that flaming skull, but I haven't been able to get it in quite some time. Still not unsafe, though. That was unfortunate. Not quite fast enough, but this is okay. I'm gonna wait this out. These things hurt really bad when they kick you in the face on the way up. Okay, so no skeleton. The skeleton at the top would have the last weapon we need, but if he's not there, then the gremlin has it, so we still get that at least. That's unfortunate. So now you have the cross. Another really, really good weapon, especially when you get to just spam it. Throw this away. And Frank just doesn't get to touch us. Cross will just finish him off in really rapid succession. Ah, good stuff. Alright, on to our last stage. There's honestly not a whole lot to say about this stage, because it's just moving to the left. Has a really good track, though. The story here is that the bridge is chasing us. You can probably hear it collapsing from the right. And if it catches up with us, then we fall and die. The fastest way to do this is to jump as you kill each bat, or just take damage boost off all of them. You can't damage boost every single one safely. So what I do is I kill as many as I need to until I get the second 5 heart, and then that's my cue to damage boost the rest of the way. If I do it correctly, I should only be taking 5 damage here. Also, does anyone get vibes of the Greatest American Hero when they see this? Because if you don't, then you probably will. Kill you. See, that's not great for speed, because every swing you take decreases the amount of time that you're taking to get across the stage. Like, it actually holds you there. Should have a couple more. Still got more than enough hearts to finish the game. Dracula's not difficult. In fact, you know what? I'm actually going to take 6 damage here. This guy has a 5er, but I just don't need it. I'd rather be safe. And it'll be faster. Hit that guy. We don't lose time from getting damage boosted. Like, you just get to keep walking as soon as you land. Believe it or not, I'm walking on air. I never thought I could be so free. Believe it or not, I'm just me. Get hit by that guy. That bat has a torch. Don't ever kill him. Torch is pretty rough. Complete troll of a sub weapon, because Cross is just going to take us there. Okay, so on to our final boss of loop 1, which is only going to be a 1 loop run. Hauling butt over here to the coffin, standing here, unleashing some crosses. Got 1 cycle, that's awesome. Got 3 1 cycles last night, and that's pretty good consistency. So I'm going to let him reappear for the second form, throw some crosses, and that's time. Hit 0 rather than stop, but that was like a 1351, which was a really good run outside the golem fight. He was a troll for sure. Anyway, there's our ending. Get to see it. Simon just watching the castle sink into the abyss with his rescued lady, and from there it's going to take us into second loop. Haven't tested the additional loops to see if they're any more difficult yet, but I don't know. I just really enjoy this game. Maybe I'll pursue second loop one day, but I enjoyed just learning the first loop. Anyway, I think that's going to do it for me. Hope y'all continue to donate towards the No Kid Hungry cause, and I really appreciate you checking us out. And for RGL TV, looks like we've got Kong Cakes up next with Hook. Always a blast to watch, so if y'all are interested, stick around, and we'll catch you on the next one.